we're gonna keep this short and sweet. I'm just gonna give my first impressions of The Last Kazan because the game's been fucking phenomenal. I've been loving it so far. I think it's what has been missing in a Souls-like. Me personally, I love the Souls-like. One of the best Souls-like I've ever played was Lies of P, and Last Kazan is basically a better imitation of that. I think their parrying system is just as good as Lies of P, but their dodges are better because it actually makes it into a way to where the dodges actually do something other than doing like a iframe dodge in Dark Souls where it's just a roll and you get like no, you don't get hit, you don't get damage and stuff like that. So that way you can counter and do whatever move you need to do to kill the enemy. In the last in the first Berserker Kazan, it's got like a nice time dodge and you can do a follow-up attack with it depending on your skills tree. But back to what I was saying, when it's a better Souls-like, I always had a question, like, how do you make Dark Souls better? And I guess the simple answer would be to just make it into an anime. This game has been phenomenal, even though there are only basically, so far, what I played, 3 weapon types. You have your dual swords, you got the greatsword, and then you also have the spear. I've been playing with the spear the most because I think it actually has the best mobility, has the best range, it has the best combos and stuff like that. The dual wield, it's more close range, and then the greatsword is more long range. But with the close range of the dual wield, I think it's just a little bit too much. Me personally, I think it's a little bit too much when it comes to I don't know what it is about the depth, but it's like where I think I'm gonna do like a heavy attack and swing the dual wields. For some reason in my mind, I feel like it's just not enough to a point where it's like, okay, like I think I'm about to hit them, but I guess my depth perception is just like I'm just an idiot when it comes to that. Greatsword, really good, but there's like really no point in using the regular attacks. You might as well just use the heavy attacks because the timing for the regular swings versus the heavy swings, they're pretty much about the same. And why wouldn't you just use the heavy swing? Because it's going to take more damage and you can also break their guard a lot better. Whereas the spear, for some reason, depth perception is a little bit better. It's quicker in your quick attacks, and then the heavy attacks, you got this one really cool one where you lunge and like basically like you jump over and you actually end up hitting them more often than not. I think I don't know, I just thought it was awesome. But yeah, so when it comes to the mobility of the game, love it. When it comes to the fights, love it. When it comes to the item drops are still as you know, it's still a lot like I remember it when it was when I was playing the demo. It does, the item drops do drop a good amount, a little bit too much. Because of that, it's a little bit harder to figure out what is really necessarily better, because you have ones that where like you'll get one that's a item higher, like a rare item, but like the basic one, if you partner that up with other basic ones, the set bonuses that stack on top of it when you complete the set is better than actually the rare ones that you might not get at the time. And it feels like any enemy that you kill, it's just constant like, okay, here's a new item, here's a new item. It's almost, you're getting a little bit too flooded with it. That's pretty much the only major complaint that I have with it. Other than that, the game's been really good when it comes to the fighting, when it comes to the smoothness. It's just like a really good finished game. I got to play a good amount of it. If you guys haven't seen it, I'll pop up the live stream in the description, so that way you guys can watch it. It's 4 hours. Just initial first impression, and I just wanted to do this update video and throw up some gameplay here as well, because I wanted you guys to, you know, just should you buy it? I personally think yes. I think it's just a better Souls-like. I think it's going to be the best Souls-like that we've gotten. I will have to wait on that when it comes to the DLC with Lies of P when it comes out. But yeah, it's a little bit scary because of how much I've been playing Monster Hunter Wilds. This is a huge Game of the Year contender. Especially if you don't like Wilds optimization at launch. Even though I had 1.3 concurrent players and it's been blowing out Capcom's like IP like crazy, like it's been like insane when it comes to the records that they're hitting when it comes to Monster Hunter and the sales of the game and everything else like that. It's oh, I just realized I didn't have the lights on. I think you should definitely play this game. I don't see why you couldn't. It's especially if you're into Souls-like, especially if you you like anything that's related to Souls-like. It's just a better Souls game, honestly. It's not as slow and boring as DS1. the expansions and the settings and the just overall versatility of DS2. Love DS2. DS2, I gotta finish DS2 actually. Funny enough, I'm almost like end game. I'm kind of scared to finish it, but you know I can always replay it. And the enemies fight as well. Oh my god, dude. Oh my. When I was fighting, I'm not gonna ruin it, but when I was fighting this one monster in the live stream, I was like, holy shit! I haven't had this much trouble since. What's a good comparison for this one? I haven't had that much trouble since, I don't want to say Radon because the movesets were weird, not as good, but it's an enemy that uses like a spear. They're quick, but there's also like a lot of ways where you could have defeated it, and I was just being shitty. Maybe it's because I was towards the last. I don't want to get too much in a tangent, but maybe it's because I'm just ass. Because you can counter and you can dodge, and for some reason I wanted to beat him by just countering instead of dodging as well. So like I was kind of like not maximizing the movesets when you can. On top of that, the phase 2 for this specific the phase 2s in general of these monsters are really cool. Cutscenes are really cool. The art direction is really good. It's good. If you guys watch the gameplay, I think you'll fall in love with the art direction. I think you'll fall in love with the way that the game was drawn out. I think it's a beautiful game. Hope you guys are watching this and you guys are liking the art style and the cinematography of everything in this game. It's awesome. The boss fights are awesome. The music is awesome. Like everything is. I play it, just buy it. I honestly just buy it. I don't think anybody will be disappointed in it. I really truly don't think anybody's disappointed in it, especially if you like a Souls like. I don't think you're gonna be disappointed. You know who? It reminded me of Pontiff. This one enemy reminded me of Pontiff. Yeah. If you guys ever played DS3, it reminded me of Pontiff. This one enemy towards the end of the stream, and then like the phase 2 of this specific enemy is so fucking cool because it changed the setting, the way they implemented the lighting, the way they implemented the darkness of it, and like how it's so cool because it also reminded me of how they handled the setting situation of the setting changing with the lightning strike, and it shows the lighting was like the what's the counter in Sekiro where it does like it blinks and then it does the sound like an audio cue to let you know like you gotta dodge this, otherwise it's gonna hurt. You know what I mean? Like, it'll really hurt if you don't dodge this. The way they implemented the phase 2 with the lightning and the darkness and how it shows the enemy coming at you, it not only was it an audio cue, but it was such a good visual cue of like, watch out, you're gonna get destroyed. And they also have really good audio cue when it comes to the grab. It's just, if you watch it a couple times in the gameplay, you're like, oh, why didn't you dodge? It's a lot harder when you're in the game and the music is the music is so good. It's a lot harder when the music is blasting and you're like, oh, okay, like maybe I don't know. I didn't do as good as I expected, but it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I thought the game was amazing. I have had so much fun with this game. I'm gonna continue doing more live streams with it to do more gameplays with it. And then we'll go from there. I'm actually going to finish this video up, do a little bit of editing, and then put a live stream up for that. Buy the game, super fun. Best Souls like out to date. That's all I really got to say. Really good chance that this is game of the year. Huge game of the year contender. That's kind of scary because that means Wilds won't get game of the year, and I already predicted that Wilds will. But no, it's fun, dude. It's fun. It's so fun. It's badass. It's like a badass game. It's like a gamer's gamer. Like it's a gamer's gamer. It's like a gamer's game. Like it's cool. You know what I mean? I think it's dope. Check it out.